sending these to fans unsolicited, the context of which she was sending these.
Trisha said in her video that she sent her a preview of the toxic gossip train and asked for her opinion. Pretty good. Jason Nash, this is tea.
I haven't talked about it on the show, but we did run into each other.
Oh, we haven't?
Post. No, I don't think we did.
Frenemies.
Long overdue, but we're back with another Frenemies Rant, where we keep you updated every time Trisha Paytas is mentioned on the H3 podcast. Hi, my name is Jen, and it's time to reload.
Okay, so now we'll get to the part about Colleen Ballinger's cruelty against Trisha.
When I first watched this, I'll admit I was nervous. I just released my video about Trisha a couple of hours before saying, yeah, Trisha was right, but I can see the manipulation from a mile away. I was hoping beyond hope that Ethan, who spent almost a year getting to know Trisha on Frenemies, would see the bigger picture and not fall in line with everyone else with Trisha good, Colleen bad. There's levels to this situation, and if you want to watch the drama play out from a higher level, stay tuned.
If you didn't know, they started a podcast towards the end of May, and it ran for 3 episodes, and
it actually got to 3? I thought it only had like 1 or 2.
I gotta say, it makes Frenemies look like The Simpsons with our...
Yeah.
Tell it, Ethan. Actually, I always thought that if there was anyone that could handle Trisha, it would be Ethan. Boy, was I wrong on that one. Trisha added his head to the mantle with all the others.
Longest lasting podcast ever. 39 episodes.
yes. So they built a set in Trisha's basement, and they started this podcast together.
A podcast that was losing money with every episode aired and desperately needed sponsors to survive, which we already went over in greater detail in my other episode.
And something that came out over the break, I know that Adam had been insinuating it, like when he was watching the podcast back and he would like do reaction videos, he would say like, Colleen used to be mean about Trisha. Like he would say that, and
So I didn't watch any of Adam McIntyre's Oversharing podcast episode, which I don't usually do anyway with any other creator that's doing a topic I'm also covering. So I missed a lot of the undercurrents that was going on while the Oversharing podcast aired. Apparently, Adam was dropping hints on his channel about how Colleen felt about Trisha. I want to reiterate, as I did in my last video, I have zero smoke for the minors that were involved with Colleen, who are now adults, speaking about their experience with her. I don't feel sorry for Colleen, as the expression goes, the chickens have come home to roost. Cluck, cluck, Colleen.
I totally obviously understand there was no proof given, blah, blah, blah. And then now this proof was posted by Johnny that showed Colleen would host viewing parties with her friends to watch Trisha's not safe for work
That's so
content.
mean.
As we learn later on in the podcast when Ethan interviews the people who were involved with Colleen, Johnny met Colleen when he was a minor and got Colleen's first husband's number when they met at a Miranda Sings show. And from then on, they stayed in contact. Now, when Johnny was of age, he ended up working for Colleen. So this screenshot may have been a text conversation with only Johnny and Colleen, and I don't know if he was underage when she sent him this pic of Trisha. I know Adam said he was sent uncensored pics of Trisha from Colleen, but I haven't seen any other minors come out on camera. But unfortunately for Colleen, 1 is enough. You don't need to send 10 pics to a minor for it to be illegal. All you need is 1.
And they're supposed to be friends. That's so mean.
Right.
Ethan is consistent. When the staff at Barstool with Dave Portnoy had a viewing party to make fun of Trisha's OF content, even back then on Frenemies, Ethan was upset on Trisha's behalf. Only for Trisha to make a video saying everyone at the Barstool party, besides the person who paid for her content, needed to pay her as well. Trisha was the definition of unbothered. You know what I mean? People pay for their seat at the theater and bash movies if they turn out to be trash. Am I saying it's right? No. All I'm saying is, it happens.
So I recognize this friend in this photo, and Trisha said that she's actually hung out with him before. Aww. So this is Colleen's friend from college. And she says to Johnny, who was her ex-employee and much younger than her, not a minor at the time, she would always send him like naked photos of Trisha from her OnlyFans and insinuate that like they were photos of him, and she would be like, "You look so cute today." And so Johnny posted them so that people could see that there was proof.
So Ethan makes it a point to say it's mean of Colleen to make fun of Trisha because they were friends. And that would be true if they were friends. We will go over this more in depth in Colleen's video. But it seems to me a lot of people are tripped up over the word friend, and I say that in quotations. Those two, Colleen and Trisha, were never friends.
And recognize this friend in this photo, and Trisha said that she's actually hung out with him before. Aww. So this is Colleen's friend from college. And she says to Johnny, who was her ex-employee and much younger than her, not a minor at the time, she would always send him like naked photos of Trisha from her OnlyFans and insinuate that like they were photos of him, and she would be like, "You look so cute today." And so Johnny posted them so that people could see that there was proof.
Okay, so we know now it's cleared up. Johnny wasn't a minor when Colleen sent him those pics of Trisha. However, he was her employee. Yo, these YouTubers get away with skirting past employment law, and I don't know why. Again, I'll save that for my Colleen video, but I want us all to keep an eye on Ethan and especially Hila when Trisha is mentioned again, because that's what we're here for.
And if you go to the next slide, actually, ironically, this was just taken a few weeks ago. This is Colleen talking to Trisha about body positivity.
Oh, what happened? It's opening this thread. That's weird.
Oh.
All aboard!
All aboard!
Wait, hold up.
Yeah, I guess Trisha. Well, I guess we have Trisha's response in here too, right?
We do.
Yeah, we got all the receipts.
Oh, got it.
You got it all. Every single receipt.
I'm telling you, Hila gets uncomfortable anytime Trisha's name is mentioned. And to Hila's credit, when she enacted the no talking about Trisha rule on the H3 podcast, she stuck to it. It's Ethan who never misses an opportunity to sneak in a Trisha mention.
It's entertaining. Okay. Sent it in Discord.
Thank you.
How rude to bring up someone's body. Like, no one should ever talk about anyone's body ever, I don't think. I think it's completely inappropriate and wrong, and every body size and shape is beautiful.
Wow.
That's insane.
When we watched that episode, I called out Colleen too, and that was before the revelation that she body shamed Trisha. I knew something was off with Colleen when I found out that she ranted about an overweight person on a plane years before, so it's not all surprising to anyone over here that Colleen has issues with weight.
And so the thing that struck me about the making fun of her OnlyFans was that it wasn't that long ago, right?
Right.
It was like in this.
Here, let me look at the dates.
It was in this decade.
It was, she had her baby.
Who?
Trisha.
Colleen.
Oh, she had it. So yeah, that's really recent.
Colleen had her baby.
There's like one screenshot where Johnny's like, "Congratulations, you're parents now," and then she doesn't answer, and then she sends a nude and says, "Johnny, you look so cute here."
Gnarly.
It's just very.
Okay, so the timeline for all of this seems kind of iffy. I guess it's because it happened years ago and not everyone's kept the receipts. The dates when all of these things happened are very important, because with the dates, it can make this story either a tasteless group chat or an illegal group chat. Now, what really hurt Colleen is that she didn't give a clear denial about the alleged sending pics to minors when she did her little song and dance. Well, just song. And so, Colleen, if you're not going to deny the allegations, I'm not going to deny it for you. And let's go.
Here's the
Very
mean girl moment.
Disturbing. Yes, so now we know that Adam said in a few videos that actually what Trisha thought had happened, but they were joking about it, is actually what happened. And that was that she was given the wrong address to Colleen's house when they were hanging out.
Trisha knew it wasn't a joke. That's why she said as much. She plays up the clueless blonde stereotype, but she is as quick as a whip. Trisha wouldn't like me, y'all. She would not like me because I would treat her as if she had sense.
So this
Wait,
clip.
what?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
She gave Trisha the wrong address on
Yeah.
purpose?
Yeah.
That is so insane.
And this is like a clip of her.
Now we know it's not an
laughing about
accident.
it.
She literally did give the wrong address to make fun of Trisha. That is like the meanest
thing.
mean girl high school bullshit ever.
Yep.
I went to that person's house and I was like, hi, and then it wasn't.
She was like, is Colleen here? And they're like, what are you talking
Can I
about?
be 100% honest? I literally thought you were like pranking me, like making a joke of me. I did. I was like, oh my god.
Wait, look at her face.
I know.
Can I be 100% honest?
Right there. She's like, I did that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't a secret. It was out in the open. How come everyone can watch this video now and see it for what it was? See, it makes sense that only children were watching her content back then because only they wouldn't know any better.
But how do we know that she did it on purpose?
Y'all have to understand why I like that Ethan asked that question. The Twitter page they are looking at was just someone saying that Colleen did it on purpose, but the person didn't have any inside information. That's like me here saying that Colleen did it on purpose. You have to take what I'm saying with a grain of salt because I wasn't in Colleen's house when it happened. So it's obvious I'm speculating. And so Ethan is just looking for confirmation that the allegations are indeed true and not secondhand information.
Where's the...
Well, Adam says that it was on purpose.
Oh, he...
Oh.
Okay, I see.
Yes. This is when Adam and Colleen were still in
pranking me, like,
communication.
I see.
I did. I was like, oh my god, it's like mean.
And there you go. I haven't seen where Adam said it, but according to Olivia, Adam was in communication with Colleen at the time, and so I'm guessing Colleen told him that she did it on purpose.
Girls, like, they were like making fun of me.
Like,
Yeah.
wrong address. Like, this is funny. Now she'll never come over.
Yeah, like, I
Drive all the way out here.
Wow, that's crazy. If she actually did it on purpose and then filmed this.
Yeah, nobody deserves that.
In my bony little back.
Why are they bullying Trisha? My God, it's so mean.
I know.
No, for real, because it took me like it was a
Y'all got
traffic,
me
like, 5
feeling
minutes.
bad for Trisha Paytas out here.
You all see how Hila is avoiding saying anything about Trisha? Not even when Ethan is giving Trisha a bit of sympathy do we see Hila even pretend to acknowledge it.
Watch Hawaii video? What's this one?
Oh, that's the like whale tail video.
Just a glorious day in Maui. We just saw a whale. We saw a whale tail. And I'm not talking some girl whose thong is hanging out of her pants. I'm talking an actual whale tail. Yeah, we did see it squirt. And I'm not talking about Trisha Paytas. I'm talking about...
Wait.
What?
Whoa.
That's in a video?
Yeah, dude. She. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's in a video. Everything is in a video. When you dislike someone as much as Colleen does Trisha, you can't hide it. Okay, look at this.
There's a clip of her saying she saw a whale squirt, and she wasn't talking about Trisha Paytas.
Now you guys are telling us over here that Trisha just found out about this video with Colleen making fun of her. Nah, it doesn't work like that. The way people send YouTubers videos that other people make about them, some fan of Trisha sent her that video long time ago. And that never stopped her from doing multiple collabs with Colleen. Do you guys see how much money those videos brought in? You think Trisha is going to make a whale joke, and I say that with quotation marks, stop her from getting a bag? Didn't Ethan make a similar joke about Trisha? Okay, in actuality, in that infamous Instagram versus reality video, the joke Ethan said about looking like you washed up on the beach was not directed at Trisha. He directed it towards somebody else. And before people say, oh, Ethan joked about Trisha's weight before they were friends, yeah, I know. But even after, when they were both doing Frenemies, you guys know Ethan and Trisha both constantly joked about each other's weight, all throughout the podcast. The only reason why Trisha referenced this comment by Colleen, comparing her to a whale, is because Trisha knows she isn't believable, so she relies on video evidence to prove the wrongdoings people have done to her. She likes to get everything on tape. So this clip was always available to Trisha, but she didn't need it because she was making money with Colleen. But as soon as she wasn't able to make money with Colleen, okay, let's roll out the whale video.
Very interesting. Okay, so
All right.
moving
This
on.
is when Trisha posted her
She came back. The queen
response
is back.
video. Yes.
I mean, she hasn't posted a tea video like this in so long, and I
Yes.
knew this one was going to be hard to resist, boy.
This is true. Ethan has been counting down the days for a Trisha response video. He never believed she'd change as far as milking content out of a bad situation. And for the year and a half Trisha's mostly minded her business, Ethan's been waiting for Trisha to attack someone through an overdramatic video. When he said, the queen is back, he wasn't lying.
But I will say,
It is a little embarrassing.
she was very calm.
I think it was a really mature and thoughtful response.
There was no crying, pissing, shitting, or squealing.
Yo, how come nobody in that room is laughing? Houseway? Oh, the visuals.
Thing, if I'm
Yes.
being honest, but I'm more embarrassed for her that this is the kind of person she is. Like I'm so embarrassed. Sending these to fans unsolicited, the context of which she was sending these.
It's all like this, so
Yeah.
I don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just this for 20 minutes.
So, just a few things we learned in that video about Colleen. Or first of all, Trisha denounces everything about Colleen in that video. She says that she's never going to speak Colleen's name again. She's basically dead to her.
I guess that's true. Even in the out of business video that Trisha did, she kind of spoke of Colleen, but she didn't mention her name. And she got the big numbers she wanted. She would have gotten bigger numbers, though, if she mentioned Colleen's name.
Colleen texted her the uke video beforehand. We learned that. Trisha says she didn't answer.
More people need to pick up on that detail. As I said before, by Trisha not giving Colleen her opinion on the high video, she was letting Colleen bury herself. I'll explain more in a bit.
Trisha asked Colleen about, so when Adam and Johnny were saying that they had been sent porn of Trisha, and they weren't providing proof, apparently Trisha approached Colleen and asked if that was true, and Colleen actually blamed it on the kids and said that they were sending it to her, which is crazy.
Right. And then that's when Jack put out the receipts, right?
Right. So just a few weeks ago, Colleen was lying about all of, Colleen's still lying about all of this.
Johnny was interviewed later on the podcast, and he said he posted the proof about Colleen sending nude pics so that Trisha would have no more excuses to keep silent. Now, a lot of people are mad because they feel that Trisha only stopped working with Colleen because she finally saw proof of Colleen sending her pics for a laugh. Now, I get that's the narrative that's going around, but I have a different opinion. I maintain that Trisha did not care about the pics and Colleen making fun of her. If Trisha cared, she wouldn't have done a podcast with Colleen. Remember, Trisha and Colleen were gearing up to sell roach merchandise because they've survived so many scandals on YouTube. Whatever happens, they will never leave the internet. Remember they were bragging about that? The best case scenario for Trisha was that when proof dropped that Colleen was talking about her behind her back, that would have been the perfect opportunity for Trisha to forgive Colleen publicly and say they've worked it all out and maybe devote a whole podcast episode to forgiveness and moving forward. Remember, Trisha has spent all this time rebranding her image as being this forgiving person. What happened instead was the allegations involving minors and the big name news media calling Trisha asking for a statement about alleged grooming. Because of Trisha's past reputation, she couldn't get a sponsor for her podcast. She was working with Colleen to get sponsorship money. All the negative attention Colleen was bringing to Trisha defeated the reason why Trisha was working with her in the first place. So when the proof dropped, Colleen had insulted Trisha personally. That was the perfect excuse for Trisha to publicly denounce Colleen and cut ties with her. But the moment Trisha really cut ties with Colleen was a week earlier when Colleen sent her the High song video. And Trisha purposely chose not to tell Colleen it was a bad business idea. Hey, Colleen, you did give Trisha the wrong address to your house. You ever heard the expression, revenge is a dish best served cold? It just so happened, Colleen, that when you had your fall from grace, Trisha just wanted to have a front row seat.
Let's be real.
Right. And before we feel too bad for Trisha, she did also allegedly, I'm not even gonna go, but Trisha's not a saint.
Right.
You know what I mean? She it's nice that she can be mature when it benefits her.
Mm-hmm.
And there it is. Bravo, Ethan. You get it. Ethan and Hila see through the nonsense. Yes, Trisha gave a mature response and I applaud her for that. However, she's only doing what benefits her, and that's that on that.
But
No,
it's
this
still
is
impressive.
this is all about Colleen. These are Colleen's actions and the destructiveness that they are or have been.
Well done.
And last but far from the least, we get an update about Trisha's ex-boyfriend, Jason Nash.
Yeah. Oh man. So that was pretty good. Jason Nash, this is tea. This isn't on video, so this is just the account. And I will say the one time that either of us had an interaction with Jason, you met him, and he was very sweet with you. So
Yeah, I haven't talked about it on the show, but we did run into each other.
Oh, we haven't?
Post. No, I don't
Post
think we did.
Frenemies.
Post the drama and everything. So it was very nice, and it felt like we were like trauma bonded a little bit.
Yeah.
To hear Hila saying she felt trauma bonded to Jason says a lot. As most of us know, Jason had a traumatic relationship with Trisha that lasted almost a year. And for Hila to empathize with him means the emotion she feels is not only about Moses, but Trisha too.
And it was very short because it was just the break between a show. Like it was a bathroom break. So it was very short, but very nice and respectful. And yeah.
I think he actually was really sweet. He even, can I say
he was very sweet.
Can I say that he
wanted to talk more or what?
If he said, if you want to talk more, and gave you his contact.
He gave me his number,
really nice.
but I never
if you want
followed
to talk
up.
about the trauma.
Wow. I'm at a loss for words. Almost. There's a reason why I added Jason's head to Trisha's mantle, and I thought about adding Hila's, but I was like, nah. She's more upset at Moses, but I'm seeing now she's equally mad at Trisha. Whew. I guess her head should have been on that mantle too.
Like, I feel like I probably would want to talk to him about it, but also at the same time, I've been just kind of like, it's been better for me to just put this behind me and not talk about it to anybody really, because It's like I feel better when I don't. So I haven't opened up that door yet. I don't know. I don't know if I will. But
Yeah, and
he
don't
was
for- I
nice.
mean,
though.
listen, you
He was
don't-
very nice.
He was nice.
You know, there should really be a surviving Trisha Paytas support group. You think I'm joking? I'm not joking.
And obviously Jason's has problematic stuff, so it's like better to just kind of steer clear and stuff with all the Seth stuff and all that. But he was nice. That's all I'm saying. So they said last night Jason did his first show on a comedy tour in Boston. During a set, he mentioned Trisha driving into his house.
It took Jason years before he admitted that Trisha indeed drove her car into his house. Because only Trisha was talking about it for the longest time, I thought Trisha made the entire thing up. The story seemed too unbelievable. Who would admit to driving their car into somebody's house? But when Jason confirmed the story last year, when you combine that with everything else that Trisha's done, she's a menace to society. Some people act like it's no big deal. Hello, she drove a car into her ex's house. I know for a fact that Moses sleeps with one eye open. I maintain that Trisha is only behaving because no one close to her has made her angry. The times she's acted up before with Sean, Jason, and Moses were the times when they wanted to break up with her. So Moses, I hope for your sake that you stay with Trisha forever and forever. Amen.
I mentioned David in the vlogs, but didn't go further into any of it. At the end, he did a Q&A segment where the audience asked very boring questions like, what's a piece of advice you have for an upcoming YouTuber? I soon realized no one was going to ask anything good. Shout out fam. I decided to say something. His daughter and mother were on stage with him for the Q&A portion, and his fiance was the one walking through the audience with the microphone.
Is this an old post because Jason is remarried now, but maybe this person didn't know it was Jason's wife and not fiance?
There was time for one more question. I flagged her down. She held the mic for me, and I asked, Jason, on a scale of 1 to 10, how relieved were you when Frenemies ended? I mean, that's kind of a good, funny question. I mean, it's not that bad, right? Is that an inappropriate question? I mean, I don't know. The crowd was silent. I feel like people would have laughed at that. And Jason sort of laughed and said, so relieved, so relieved. That was the worst time of my life.
And Trisha smiled.
The vibe got awkward, so I mumbled into the mic, I'm glad you got through it. And he looked straight into my soul in a very serious voice and said, they'll get what's coming to them.
No one's scared of you, Jason.
Then he changed his tone and said to the audience, okay, we need to end on a happy question. They'll get what's coming. I was like, well, me? What did I mean, I didn't do anything, Jason. Don't put a pox on my house.
I guess he meant Trisha and Ethan, but in a weird way, he could have also meant Trisha and Moses.
I don't know, because I had the personal interaction with him. I have a feeling it's not about us.
They, though. Who's they when you say frenemies?
Right. But
So there's no recording of this?
No. This is just one, and that's why I say this is just one person's recounting.
This was at a comedy show? I could see...
It's a deadpan.
I could see that being a deadpan joke.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it was a joke. Jason was trying to be funny.
Okay. He's forgiven. We letting you off the hook this time, Jason.
Jason, if you ever see Trisha coming in your direction, make sure you turn the other way. Bye!